Transition Awareness Breathing. Feeling grounded for both children and parents is essential for healthy living and learning. Join Eartha Powell on this series for tips and tools for creating a harmonious environment for learning. Transition Awareness Breathing will help you and your child find an individualized path to tackle change, promote lifelong learning, and discover new approaches to calmness.
Welcome to Transition Awareness Breathing Podcast. This is Eartha. I am so happy you are joining me today. I have a special guest joining me today for my 100th episode of Transition Awareness Breathing Podcast. And I have to tell you that this guest is so important to me that if it wasn't for him, there would be no Transition Awareness Breathing Podcast. Actually, there would be no Transition Awareness Breathing, period. Today, joining me on my podcast is my son, Zachariah. Zachariah is the major reason why I started teaching mindfulness and relaxation breathing. And I thought I wanted to do something special for this 100th episode. And so I thought, why not start from the beginning? And the beginning was, for Transition Awareness Breathing, was Zachariah. So without further ado, I would like to first thank Web Talk Radio for allowing me to have a platform for Transition Awareness Breathing Podcast. And to my producers, Mary Lou and Sam, I would like to thank you so much for making Transition Awareness Breathing Podcast available to my listeners wherever they go. And now I would like to introduce my son, Zachariah. Hi, Zachariah.
Hi.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining me today. So, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
I am 10 years old. I am in 4th grade. My name is Zachariah.
Wonderful. And do you know why you started using mindfulness? Do you remember why you started using mindfulness and relaxation a long time ago? Do you remember?
I was having trouble concentrating.
It was a little bit frustrating, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so we started to try to find ways to help strengthen your focus and to help you concentrate. And we found out that you had ADHD, and it's like, okay. And I start teaching you some mindfulness information and relaxation breathing information. And do you remember when you actually started to use the transition awareness breathing?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
I've been using transition awareness breathing since 1st grade.
And what have you learned in transition awareness breathing? We call transition awareness breathing TAB, right?
Right.
What have you learned?
Breathing makes me calm.
You've learned that breathing makes you calm?
Yes.
Okay. And so what about breathing have you learned?
I have learned about mindfulness breathing.
That's very cool. What's mindfulness breathing? What is that all about?
Mindfulness breathing is when I breathe in my nose and out my mouth. I also do high five breathing.
And what is high five breathing?
High five breathing is when I trace my finger around my hand, and I breathe in and breathe out.
That's right. And when you are doing your mindfulness breathing or your high five breathing, tell me, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel calm.
Makes you feel calm? And how often do you use your mindfulness breathing? We're talking about mindfulness breathing right now, aren't we? So when do you usually use it?
I use it all the time.
You use it all the time. Okay, is there any other particular time do you think you use it?
When I feel nervous.
Okay, and it really helps?
Yes.
That is so awesome to hear. You know, a lot of times people may not really be convinced that just breathing, helps you feel calm. But you're saying that when you're nervous, you do this mindfulness breathing at school, and it helps. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, mindfulness helps me at school.
Okay. What else have you learned in transition awareness breathing?
I have learned how to be happy and how to relax.
Really? And how do you do that? Tell me about that. I know about it, but can you share it with our friends?
I meditate when I am calm and there's no noise. And I like listening to mindful music.
That is so true, Zachariah. I notice when you are listening to calm music and just in a quiet meditation, that you're more focused and you seem a little bit more at peace, especially after a busy day at school. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to kind of change our subject a little bit. I know we've been talking about breathing and how you do the different techniques of high five and mindfulness breathing in your nose and out your mouth. But I'd like to change a little bit on some different topics. We've been talking about brain hormones. I did a series on brain hormones, and we talked about brain hormones in TAB class. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah. So what did you get out of our class when we talked about, the brain hormones and how our brain releases different stress hormones? What did you get out of the class?
What I learned was the oxytocin that makes me calm.
Mm-hmm.
And the cortisol makes me upset.
Makes you stressed, right?
And with negative thoughts.
Makes you have negative thoughts, right? And so that is so true. And so one thing that we brought out in the class was the importance of being positive. Do you remember? We talked about different things we could do to be positive.
Yes.
And what do you do to help you be positive, Zachariah?
It's by controlling my cortisol.
Controlling your cortisol? And how do you do that?
Is by breathing.
Okay, so you do your breathing. Anything else?
And doing good things.
Okay. So when you do good things,
the cortisol level goes way down.
And research has proven that to be very, very true. Zachariah, you have a story to tell, and I'm going to let you tell your story. It's the blueberry story. Remember?
Yes.
Okay, now don't be nervous, okay?
Once upon a time, there were a bunch of brown, mushy blueberries. And the mold represents negativity. One day, there were many clean, fresh strawberries. And if a strawberry comes to a negative blueberry, then this new strawberry will become mushy and old.
So, what is the lesson that your story has? What's the lesson?
The moral of the story is negative thoughts will spread over the positive thoughts.
Yeah, if we're not careful, right?
Right.
What else? I like that. What else is the moral of the story?
Is the good strawberries. If you put the good strawberries on the old strawberries, then the good strawberries will become old. And if we put these older blueberries on top of here, then it will still become rotten.
So what do we have to do?
We have to keep it in separate bowls.
We keep them separate. We let the negative pass, right?
Right.
We just let the negative pass, and we concentrate on the
positive.
The positive. We do positive things. We concentrate on kindness, and that's part of what we learn in transition awareness breathing. Isn't it a lot?
Yes.
It's a lot, isn't it? And we play games. We do crafts to kind of reinforce all of the things that we're learning and talking about today. I really appreciate your time, Zachariah. I know that this has been for you a long time being on the air. Is there anything that you would like to tell other children that might have, difficulty concentrating or difficulty staying focused? Is there any words of encouragement that you could tell them?
I would tell other children to stay calm, don't give up, be nice, trying your best. If you make a mistake, try again.
That's what we usually say in our TAB class. That's our motto, isn't it? And from that we make calmness our strength. That's how we make calmness our strength. We stay positive. We don't give up. We do kind things. We be nice. We build on our positive, the positive hormones, right?
Right.
Right. Thank you so much, Zachariah. I really appreciate you joining me today and making my 100th episode very, very special. You are awesome. High five. It is really great and important to celebrate our milestones. And I feel that Zachariah has reached a milestone, a sense of achievement, a sense of stronger self-confidence. Now he is working on new goals and new achievements as his friend group grows, and he's learning how to organize himself so that he can be successful in school and in his extracurricular activities. He's still working on things. This is not all complete. but he has come such a long way. I thank you for joining me and sharing with me this milestone. I would like to also let you know of another new beginning that I have been working on, and I am doubly excited to let you know that transition awareness breathing is now available in an app. It's a web app, and it's called, this is in small case letters, tab, T-A-B, .passion.io. And I will put that information in the description below. But let me tell you something. If you want, or you know someone that you think could benefit from mindfulness, relaxation, and just transition awareness breathing sessions, just like the students I teach here and I teach virtually, if you know anyone that could benefit from some one-on-one coaching, send them the link to the app. That's what this is all about. Not only will you be able to receive my weekly podcast through Web Talk Radio, you'll also be able to sign up for different plans of transition awareness breathing coaching. There's one plan where in 8 weeks, I am happy to guide you through strengthening your calmness and making it your strength. And then there is a package where you can receive weekly coaching, and we go a little bit slowly in achieving different parts of mindfulness, relaxation, breathing, and it is for not only children, it's for the whole family, and that's what's so cool. When I teach children, the children go and tell their families, and it just spreads. I encourage you, just explore, be curious, check it out. Let me know what you think. It is a brand new, hot off the press app. It will continue to grow, and I am so pleased to offer it to you. With that package, there will be a new book coming with one of the packages, and it is still under some final revisions and things like that. But that does not prevent you from signing up for the Tab app through tab.passion.io. Wow, we have covered a lot of new things, a lot of milestones, and this puts a very big mark for my 100th podcast. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I look forward to talking to you next time. Have a wonderful and a great day.
Be sure and pick up a copy of Eartha's new book, Tab Mindfulness, Awareness and Coloring Activities in a Pandemic World. It's not just an ordinary coloring book. It features 23 illustrations to stimulate thought, relaxation, and creativity for anyone between the ages of 4 and 94. Increase your positive self-talk energy. Unlock new creative paths. Transform your time once or twice a week to create beautiful art while strengthening confidence, building positive self-talk, and sensitize self-awareness. Tab Mindfulness, Awareness and Coloring Activities in a Pandemic World. It's available now at Amazon.com.